we do a boot camp, and boot camp is one of those deals that I'm going to talk a lot about. I'm not going to talk so much about the exercises as I am just the structure of how we do boot camp. There's a lot of different things you can do, but we're going to talk about the mental toughness of it. We'll do boot camp for about 2.5 weeks. We'll do it after basketball season. So between into basketball season and spring break, we're going to do boot camp. So track practice is before school, and then so we have first period athletics here. So we're going to do track practice at 7 o'clock. We're going to give them a little bit of rest, and then we're going to start our off season and do boot camp. So when we talk boot camp, we talk attention to detail. Teamwork is the key. We say it all the time. Attention to detail, teamwork is the key. We chart mistakes every day, and I'll show you these forms. We have an item of the day. So we put our guys in 4 platoons, and each platoon is going to have an item of the day. And they choose what that might be. It might be a toothpick, it might be a paper clip or a pencil. They're going to dress a certain way as a platoon that day to school. So it might be, hey, we're all going to wear a tie tomorrow. We're going to wear a Grapevine spirit shirt, or normally it's something dressy. All the teachers know when we're in boot camp, and I ask them to send me emails, positive and negative emails. We read those to the team. We chart them. Their platoons get points for or points against. If I get 5 positive emails and 2 negative emails, we're going to have these guys stand up. If there's negative emails, and there's consequences to pay for their platoon, but some guys don't care about that a whole lot, so there's consequences just negative for those guys. We're going to wear jocks during boot camp just because. Just because I used to wear a jock when I was a kid. I don't think they really know what they are a whole lot anymore. So that's a new jock we passed out last year. And again, I'm selling TPW all the time. And that's our quarterback. And he had a big smile on his face. I mean, we try to have fun with this. But so we're going to do mat drills. We're going to do command weights. We're going to jump ropes. We're going to do logs. And I'm going to talk about these. And I'm going to give you what we do. But we're not going to go. I mean, you could do a whole video. I mean, you could do 60 minutes on boot camp, and if you're interested in really bringing some mental, physical, really the mental toughness, we tell our guys boot camp really isn't physically harder than our normal day is, but there's a lot more thinking involved. So if you've got time to do a boot camp, I encourage you to do a boot camp. And in Texas, there's a lot of great programs that do a boot camp, and so what I've done is just visit a few of them. I've talked to them. We've just stolen the best ideas from them. But we're going to take a clipboard for each platoon, and all the names are going to be on this clipboard. We're going to post the mistakes, and we're going to keep a running total of the mistakes for group and individual. So this is a daily score sheet for a platoon. And so here's the names. Okay, general error could be his shoe was untied during inspection. It could be didn't bring an item of the day. Here's a guy who got a bad email. So here's the polls, and we're just listed. So after the workout, I mean, we're doing all this in pencil. After the workout, all the coaches, we're going to get together, and we're going to type this up, and we're going to print it, and we're going to post it. So this is team tempo right here. All the platoons name their platoon, and these guys chose tempo, which we like. So jump rope, we got a guy right here who had 12 mistakes on a jump rope. We got a guy right here who had 1 mistake on the poles. And so you can just kind of see total errors. If 5 or more guys make a mistake, then we call that a team mistake, and it's 25 points. So total errors here are 760, and it just kind of goes from, but the next day they can look and they can say, this guy, he had 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, 3 mistakes. Here's a guy with 26 mistakes. So it is high accountability. I love that. I really honestly have never seen anybody else that does a boot camp who charts some mistakes like this. I think it's one of the best things that we do because it's accountable, just like running that 50-second run. We want to know who's winning, who's in 3rd place, who's in 5th place, who's in last place. So this is attention to detail. I think like more games are lost than they're won. The most disciplined team usually wins, and so this is all about discipline. So we'll take this sheet, we'll combine, we got 4 platoons, So here's the top 15 guys. We're posting this all this. So average mistakes per day, this player has 1.6, 1.82. So we're posting that, and these guys are pretty dang good. So here is running totals for our platoons. So just again, this is about a 2-week deal. So this is after 5 days. These are their mistakes. So the platoons are pretty even. And talking about our platoons, how do we get our platoons? I love this idea. We're going to take the guys who qualify for the varsity locker room, and I'll tell you about how we do that later in this video. And the guys, we're going to put all of our guys in our let's say in our team room, and the guys who have qualified for the varsity locker room, we're going to put them in four teams, and they're going to draft their team. And they know what they're drafting for. They're drafting for guys who they can count on not to make mistakes, guys who really care. And we're going to draft the 75% of our players in front of everybody. And there's going to be some guys who are varsity starters who do not get drafted because our guys are worried about them. So the last 25%, we'll do that in private, but we'll still go in there, and those captains they'll have to figure out what to do with those 25%. And honestly, they're going to say, Coach, you know, these are guys that are, you know, not sure what to do with them. We don't want them, basically. And I'll say, you know what? We're not sure what to do with them either. We have to deal with them, so now you have to deal with them. And it's pretty eye-opening for some of those guys to see where they get drafted, because it's not an ability thing. None of this stuff is really, the drills that we're doing is so much about ability as much it is just paying attention, attention to detail, and taking care of business. You know, or are they going to bring an item of the day? Or are they going to stand where they're supposed to stand? Are they going to make sure their shoes are tied? I mean, here's what's great about boot camp is when they get to school, they're going to be in the weight room, and they're going to when they get here, they're going to have their street clothes on. We're going to blow a whistle, and they're going to run into that locker room. They're going to have 2 minutes to get dressed, and it's got to be total silent. And so our coaches are going to be in that locker room, and we're fussing. I mean, it's like going into the military. So they want to draft guys who they can count on to go get dressed without making any noise and do those type of things. So here's some of the drills that we do. I've got some video of this, but here's our logs, jump rope,